Welcome back to Bow News Network. We are providing you with our latest bout to the weather report. We appreciate all of our subscribers out there, and we wanted to bring you the very latest as far as weather across the continental United States, as well as tropical disturbance activity in the Caribbean. If you're new to this channel and you do appreciate good weather content, please by all means go ahead and subscribe and smash that notification bell. We try to give you, provide the latest weather reports with the most accurate information each and every day, sometimes twice a day, depending on the severity of the weather. So let's actually get into this weather report. We're actually taking a closer look at the weather across the continental United States. And we can see that there's going to be scattered thunderstorms for the Great Lakes as well as high winds in for the region of the desert southwest. We are seeing some marginal threat zones in the region of Arizona and Nevada, and we're also seeing some increased shower activity in the state of New Mexico. As far as going forward, also, we do see that rain is on the horizon for South Florida going into the rest of the evening into the later part of tonight. There's a very, very high chance of precipitation in the Florida region. And of course, we're going to get into a lot more details as far as how we actually came to that conclusion, and we can actually show you exactly what's actually going to be happening. But as you already know, there is a severe heat dome that is actually enveloping the continental United States right now. Some very, very alarming temperatures all across the continental United States, and they're having a severe effect on the weather. We see Seattle 84 degrees, Medford, Oregon 99 degrees, Boise, Idaho, which we anticipated would start to feel more of that deep effect of the heat wave, heat dome, and they're at 104 degrees Fahrenheit. And then Yuma, Arizona is 104. You can clearly see, as we had forecasted, that the heat would actually start intensifying more in the eastern zone of Washington as well as Oregon. Not to say that the coastline of Washington and Oregon are not experiencing very high temperatures, but the severity, the maximum severity of this heat dome, which is going to be continue to be felt for quite a few days. We're seeing it 111, 112 along the border of Boise, Idaho, as well as Washington and Oregon. And it will continue to shift just a little bit east. That Omega block, which is what we had mentioned earlier in one of our forecasts, is having a serious effect as far as cavitating all of that heat in the northwest section of the continental United States. And also, it's actually impacting the severe drought monitor that's being experienced in the region of Nevada and New Mexico, Colorado, Arizona, as well as California. We see temperatures for El Paso 72 degrees, Dallas 88 degrees, Atlanta 86 degrees, and in Miami 76 degrees. Raleigh, North Carolina, which is basically just picking up from the remnants of tropical depression Danny as it made its way through that region, and then for temperatures in New York City, it's 92 degrees. We're going to continue to monitor the effects of that heat dome that is actually centered over the Pacific Northwest. Very high temperatures, as we mentioned, western Idaho as well as Oregon. As we take a really closer look at the Storm Prediction Center forecast for marginal threat zones, we do see scattered thunderstorms in the region of the Great Lakes, in the region of Chicago, Chicago, Illinois, Indianapolis, Indiana. We do see a zone along the border of Arizona as well as Nevada for very high gusting winds, and we do have an alert there for marginal weather threat for Las Vegas, Nevada. But we're also taking a closer look at shower activity in the region of central Wisconsin, as well as Cleveland, Ohio, and Toledo, Ohio. So there are quite a few spots along the way across the continental United States that we're monitoring for a marginal threat for severe weather at this particular time. We're seeing some pretty alarming high temperatures in the northwest, so we're constantly monitoring those also. Regards to precipitation, we see pretty much on the southeast section of the continental United States, pretty heavy as far as dew points are concerned. We see for Dallas, the dew point is 72 degrees, Houston 74. Even in Miami, dew point is 75 degrees, but their humidity is really alarmingly high. That's why they anticipate rain for the next 5 days consistently at 96% humidity, with a 50% chance of precipitation. We do see elevated humidity in the region of Atlanta, and they're coming in at 70 degrees Fahrenheit, but a slightly lower chance of precipitation for Atlanta, Raleigh, as well as New York City. But we anticipate, based on the dew point as well as percent precipitation as well as the humidity, that there's going to be quite a lot of scattered thunderstorms throughout the state of Florida, from the Florida Panhandle all the way down to the Keys, for the remainder of the week going into the weekend. So residents of Florida should be prepared for additional thunderstorm activity in that region going forward for the remainder of this week. We are monitoring disturbances in the Atlantic area, as well as we're looking at disturbances about halfway between the west coast of Africa and the Leeward Islands, and we're seeing some this back-to-back combination of two individual disturbances that we anticipate will start to have an impact on the Leeward and Windward Islands in only a matter of a few days. The one that's further away has a 60% chance of forming with cyclonic formation and development, while the one that's closer to the Windward Islands is forecasted for 20% chance of cyclonic development in the next 5 days. Of course, these are both sort of in that classical path of development into tropical depression, tropical storm, and then a hurricane. And we've seen that classical tale of these types of systems picking up quite a bit of energy, but it's too early to say, so we're going to continue to monitor these systems as they make their way through the area, the ocean, and make their way closer and closer. They're both moving at about 20 to 25 miles per hour towards the Leeward and Windward Islands. We see first impact would possibly be the islands of Barbados, for the system that is closer to the Leeward Islands. So we are going to be taking a closer look as far as what's actually happening with those two disturbances, and we'll continue to track them to see if there's any development, and if any, what is the spaghetti models are forecasting as far as a path is concerned. But it's pretty early in the hurricane season, and we've seen some significant activity. Keep in mind also, we do have a tropical storm on the west coast of Mexico, tropical storm Enrique. It's maximum sustained winds at about 40 miles per hour, moving very, very slowly towards the coast, along the coast of Mexico. So we're continuing to track that also to see its impact as far as on that particular region. But at this particular time, we do see that there's going to be significant showers in the region of the southeast, most notably Florida, that we anticipate. There is possibility of increased shower activity in the region of Houston also. There's going to be a 40% chance of additional rainfall in that region, with an 81% humidity, and with a 74 degree dew point. So definitely Miami and Houston should anticipate additional scattered thunderstorms within the next few hours based on these three indexes that we're looking at as far as dew point, humidity, and precipitation. And do keep in mind also that we are continuing to monitor these marginal threat zones across the continental United States. We're looking at, of course, the border in the Las Vegas area, border of Arizona, as well as Nevada, and of course the Great Lakes. We're seeing some scattered thunderstorms near Lake Erie into the Great Lakes, Ohio, Indiana, going all the way up to upstate New York and northern Pennsylvania. And we also want to make sure that our subscribers are taking heed of the significant threat for heat, especially in the section of the Pacific Northwest, where the temperatures are skirting 105 to 110 degrees in some locations. So we definitely want to make sure that we do have that heat advisory out to residents of Washington, Oregon, and Idaho, as well as western Montana. They should anticipate increased heat going as this heat dome actually takes a firmer grip on the Pacific Northwest. It's just very unprecedented temperatures that these residents are experiencing. Of course, we're in summertime, but these types of high temperatures are very, very unseasonable for residents in this area. So definitely, this is going to be an issue that we're going to have to continue to monitor going forward. As we take a closer look one more time at our precipitation model, it's good to note that we do see those storms in the Florida region. We're going to continue to monitor that low pressure system that is actually anchored just a little bit north of the California-Nevada border. And we'll continue to keep an eye on those temperatures that are escalating in the northwest. So that is actually our bow to the weather report for today. We do anticipate more shower activity in the Great Lakes area, and we do anticipate more severe thunderstorms in that region, especially in Michigan, as well as possibly even Wisconsin and Minnesota. We just see a complete we see that classic boundary line from East Kansas into northern Missouri, into the region of Illinois and Lake Erie area. So we will continue to monitor situation. Please, by all means, if you are not a subscriber, go ahead and subscribe. We provide daily weather reports, and you'll be able to stay in the know as far as possibility of rain in your neck of the woods, dew point, chance of precipitation, as well as heat and other elements of the weather, so you can stay comfortable and prepare for any severe weather that you may receive moving into this week. So as always, we want to thank all of our subscribers for tuning in to this Bow to the Weather report, and always remember to bow to the weather. And thank you so much for watching, and have a great day.